It's time for baseball on MLB Network. A Memorial Day get-together for you here at the ballpark between the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals. Live baseball here on MLB Network, and it comes your way next. Steven Strasburg, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. What do we need to know here, Danny?
One of the things that jumps out if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit the amount of hits. He's had a rough go of that so far this year. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
Standing in, Jonathan Villar. And there's a look at his home and road splits so far this year. From the stretch. And afternoon baseball on MLB Network is underway. Fellas, the Nationals, as they take the field here today, 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Hey, Matty V, we're taking a look at a team right here, D-Roll. Through 5 games of this homestand, they're 3-2. I know they were expecting more, but they'd like to win this one here today and get that up to 4-2 on this homestand.
Yeah, this is an important one right here. You don't want to go 500 first 6 games, especially at home. On the road, you can deal with it. At home, this is a must-win.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Now the pitch. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. The pitch.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, and a nice changeup that time gets him to swing right through it as the leadoff man is down on strikes to open up the ball game. And that'll bring in Garrett Cooper. He's been hitting well in the series, 4 RBIs on 5 hits. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Ball 1 as he lays off below the zone. Strasburg has both great strikeout stuff and exceptional command on the mound to go with it. A rare combination, but one that makes him one of the best in our sport.
Matty V, you talked about it. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Well, if you don't walk a lot of guys, that means you have to throw the ball in the strike zone. And when you do, with great stuff like this guy has, he racks up the strikeouts. There aren't a lot of guys that get strikeouts by throwing the ball in the strike zone. This is one of the few that does it.
And this ball runs away for ball 2, 2-1. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Clyde Washington.
You know, D-Row, he is a pitcher's best friend, Clyde Washington. Down in the strike zone, he'll definitely call that ball right at the knees.
If he's consistent with it, Dan, which Clyde always is, I'm okay with it.
Turner fields it cleanly. On to first, and Strasburg's in control here, 2 away.
Batting third, the shortstop, Anderson.
And the next to bat will be Tim Anderson. He's set. Here it comes. In there for strike 1, 0-1.
Great pitch right there. That is a huge breaking ball. Not shocked he took it. Got to calibrate that one for a second.
Here's the 0-1. And he takes something off there and had him way out in front for strike 2.
Only 1 strike away from throwing a very strong first inning to begin the ball game. He looks sharp.
And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2. Now about a 58-foot breaking pitch that he wisely lays off here.
Good job to lay off that 1-2 breaking ball. Put himself right back in this at bat.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. This one misses, and that'll fill the count here. 3-2 with 2 away.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
Now the payoff pitch home. Line to the right side, and that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
I know this guy isn't known for his hitting prowess, but that's a nice job right there. Getting a single on a 3-2 pitch in the middle of the zone. Grab your glove and flash some leather.
In now, Corey Dickerson, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Now a throw over. Anderson, the runner at first with 2 gone. Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Line drive, base hit. And this is off the fence now, out near the Washington bullpen. So now they'll have 2 men in scoring position following the 2-out double. Absolutely scorched that base hit. Worthy of some show track love, and as you see it, it came off the bat at 110 miles an hour. That's definitely squaring a ball up. In now, Brian Anderson, looking to stay hot. He's been a real threat at the plate the last week or so. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Here's the 1-0. And a good heater as he just watches this baby. A ball and a strike.
You rarely see a pitcher of this quality throw one right down the middle, and man, as a hitter, probably a good chance you're not going to see that pitch again.
Here comes the 1-1. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
So that's 2 pitches in a row above the belt. As a hitter, that's what you're looking for, especially when it's a day game and the ball is carrying. That just wasn't a good enough pitch to hit.
Count even at 2-2. 23 pitches already here in the first inning. Slapped hard the opposite way. Eaton is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. So a good job of pitching there as they wind up stranding 2 men in scoring position in the opening half inning. And now the Nationals get their first opportunity. No score. Caleb Smith will be on the mound for Game 4. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, Matty V, we're getting a chance to watch a guy that's been struggling a little bit lately. In his last 3 starts, he has a whip of over 1.40, so he's going to have to cut that down. Limit the amount of base runners, limit the amount of walks if he wants to have some success in this one here today.
Leading off.
Here now is Trey Turner as we take a look at the splits between April and May. Here comes the first pitch. Here's a cold strike about thigh high. 0-1. These Marlins, as they take the field this afternoon, they come off another loss last time out, and in fact they've dropped 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, Matty, this series has been a little bit of back and forth, dropping the first one, finding a way to battle back, and then dropping the 3rd one of this 4-game set. Let's see if they can find a way to tie this rubber game.
You know, Dero, this is one of those, if you could win Game 4 of this series and walk away with a split, you almost feel like you won this series. This is a big one here today.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The 1-2. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Now Out in front there as this one's pulled off to the left side. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed for the first out.
He put up a pretty good battle at the plate right there. They finally get him on a 1-2 pitch, but you could see that he wasn't laying down without a fight. He really made the pitcher earn that strikeout.
In now is Adam Eaton, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. They'll come in here at 259. 3 homers and 19 driven in. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Bases are empty. 1 man out.
Nope.
2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike. The count.
And this one's going to bounce up to the plate. An easy take there, and it's 3-1 now. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the home first.
The hitter was dug in looking for something to hit, but he would have needed a telephone pole to hit that thing way out of the zone.
Coming to the plate now, Juan Soto. Lifetime versus this pitcher. The pitcher's owned him. He's a paltry 1 for 11. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Late on that one as it's fouled off to the left side. Soto is really a well-balanced hitter. That doesn't seem to matter whether he's facing a right-hander or a lefty. He makes a lot of loud contact either way, which is quite rare in today's game.
Yeah, you can tell this guy really pays attention, puts time in the cage, studies the video, seems to always have a game plan, and is not off balance too much.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Runners on first with 1 down. And a fastball runs in a bit too close for comfort that time.
That's a classic piece of pitching right there. You have to back hitters away from the plate to make them a little bit uncomfortable. Now you can go inside or outside. I like that purpose pitch.
Runners off for second. Fouled away. Looks at a fastball low here, and it's full. 3-2.
Got to execute a good pitch right here. Runner at first is probably going to be on the move, and you got one of the better hitters on their team up at the plate.
Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. And he misses again here. It's ball 4. And that's back-to-back walks here with 1 away.
At this rate, he's going to set some kind of a record for walks issued in a game, or he'll get an early hook. We'll see if he can settle down here and start to find the strike zone, or if he continues to struggle.
So first and second with 1 man gone. And stepping in is the second baseman, Howie Kendrick. Has a look, now the pitch.
With some traffic on the base paths, nice job by the pitcher to execute strike 1.
Kendrick waiting, now the pitch. Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there.
Hey, he threw that pitch with a purpose to get a double play. Good job to let it go by, though, as a hitter.
Strike 2 as the fastball is let go. First and second now, 1 man out. A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here.
Batting 5th, the third baseman, Starlin.
Coming to the plate now, Starlin Castro, and he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Hey, that 0-2 fastball wasn't even close, but I'm hit right now. I'm still sitting on that heater.
Two down, runners at first and second. A swing and a miss on a ball way outside the strike zone, and the inning is over. A couple of walks, but no damage. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Next to bat will be Yasiel Puig. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
Yasiel Puig.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Puig, commonly known around baseball as Wild Horse, is playing up the middle and center field here, but most often he can be found in right. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Interested to see what the pitcher goes to now. After getting that late hack on the curveball, does he speed him up with some velocity?
Two-strike pitch from Strasburg. On a good curveball, gets him swinging for route number one. Stepping up now, Isan Diaz.
Isan Diaz.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Oh.
2-0 now. No score here as we play inning number 2. On a line, that's a base hit.
That's the cat and mouse of the game right there. You find yourself count leverage, you think you're getting a heater, he throws an off-speed pitch and you're still able to execute. That fires me up right there.
Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli. He swings and sends it in the air to right center field.
In there, a base hit. The throw to third. And he'll make it to third, and there are runners at the corners with only one out.
Hey, just a nice piece of hitting right there. He's able to keep his hands inside that ball, stay square as long as possible, and feed it into the opposite field for a base hit.
Stepping in now, Caleb Smith. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. And there are runners at the corners now. Now the 0-1. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball. Runners are at first and third, one away. A ball and 2 strikes to the Marlins pitcher.
Big pitch coming up right here. He'd love for a ground ball or a strikeout.
The 1-2. Now a ball grounded to short. This could be 2. Kendrick relay to Zimmerman, the double play to end the inning. Marlins leave 1. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Last half of the second set to go, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder, Victor Robles. First pitch on its way. Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
Well, he kind of tipped his hand right there. His approach is obviously sitting on the off speed because he was so late on that first pitch heater.
Behind 0-2 now. 0-2 count, and the pitch. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
One of the toughest pitches to hit, the straight changeup, right? El Cambio. Hadn't seen it in that entire at bat. And what happens? Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Here's Ryan Zimmerman now. As he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. Count even at 1-1 to the Nationals' first baseman. Takes this the other way to right. Anderson is there. 2 down. Now in the box, Brody Reed will try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. First delivery to him on the way. And he lays off there 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Reed stands at an even 6 feet tall, a right-handed batter and thrower. He's in his 3rd season as a major league player. This is on the ground over to first. Gets dirty and gloves it. Got him. Another look at the fine play at first that concludes matters here in the inning. 2 complete, scoreless here on MLB Network. Top of the 3rd set to get underway, and the switch hitter Jonathan VR will be the next to bat.
Jonathan VR.
Here's the first pitch to him. The 1-0 is in there for strike 1.
Well, they've really had an answer for keeping him in check in this series. He's offered very little resistance with the bat in his hand so far.
The 1-1 home is looked at for ball number 2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Jonathan VR. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a crucial count for both pitcher and hitter. So, Dan, what was your approach on the mound in that count? Do you still pitch for the strikeout here?
Action pitch right here, 2-2. The last thing you want to do is to fall behind the count 3-2.
Now here it comes.
Okay.
It's a fine line from working down in the zone on 2-2 and bouncing one in there that basically stands no chance at getting swung at. Right there, he basically spiked that one right into the dirt, and now he has to find the zone on a 3-2 pitch.
Now the payoff pitch home is swung on and missed, strike 3.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best 2-strike approach either.
At the plate now, Garrett Cooper, as he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. He's set. Here's the 0-1.
1-1.
Strike taken as that one catches the outer part of the plate.
Probably better that he let that pitch go anyway. After seeing a lively fastball on the pitch before, it's pretty hard to sit back enough on a well-thrown changeup.
Breaking ball, called third strike as that catches the zone for out number 2.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
And that'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Anderson. As he takes a called strike at the knees, it's 0-1. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. And it's 2 balls and a strike for Tim Anderson.
Sitting in a good spot right here. 2-ball, 1-strike count is yet to see a fastball. Have to be sitting on one right here.
And this is pop foul, but perhaps playable behind first. And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball. Here now the 2-2. Gets him looking up around the letters. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Digging in, Steven Strasburg. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game.
The pitcher, Steven.
First pitch on its way. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
Yeah, that looked like a strike, but let me tell you, when you're staring at a big 0 in the hit column, getting a call like that to go your way can feel like a big victory.
Left it up in the zone, but it's a strike, 1-1. One and 2 to the Nationals pitcher. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. On the move is Puig. And he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out. So one gone now as we give you a look at where these two teams find themselves entering play in the National League's Eastern Division race. Into the box now, Trey Turner. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Line to the right side, and that is through into right field for a single.
The right fielder, number 2, Adam Eaton.
Riding in once again, Adam Eaton. He drew a base on balls his first time up. Throw over to the bag and a dive, but he's back. Here comes the first pitch. Turner's on his horse on his way to second. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. And a pitch out, nothing doing though, and that's ball 1. Throw over to first.
No, he got it. Safe.
Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. Hit back up the middle. Anderson scoops it up to second for 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Nationals go quietly. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. Trying to pick things up where we left off, Corey Dickerson. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How do they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
First pitch of the at-bat. Well, if you love pitching and defense, this has been a game for you. Are you happy with that, Dan?
Oh, you have to love. You know, Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10 and 9-8. It's nice to see a low-scoring pitcher's duel for once.
Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. And he lays off this one down and in for ball 2.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1 to 2-2 now.
Hey, he's got great feel for that pitch right there. He can throw it anytime he wants for a strike.
Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
Well, that sets up a big pitch right here, Matt, because you don't want to lose the leadoff guy in a scoreless game. It's tough to work around the leadoff walk.
3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him.
Boy, he's really on a roll on the hill right now. As we roll through it again, remember, he struck out the side in the last inning, and now he picks up right where he left off by striking out the leadoff man here. Let's see if he can keep this going for a little bit.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Brian Anderson. He's set and the pitch. Oh, 1. Here's the pitch. Swing, high drive, left field and deep. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. Settling in now, Yasiel Puig looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder. After watching that one go by and a ball being called, you can rest assured he knows he's not getting away with another one of those. I guarantee you he's going to be aggressive on this next pitch.
Now the 1-0.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches, and when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike. Two and 2. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Grounded back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped a base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
Into the box now, Isan Diaz. Left side, but well foul. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. And there he goes towards second. Pitch inside. The throw. Not in time. He's in there at second.
You know, I like the aggressiveness there. They haven't cracked the scoreboard at this point, so it's clear they're trying to manufacture something by forcing the action. We'll see if it works out for them.
Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. And the stolen base winds up as a moot point as the inning is over. One left for Miami. On to the bottom of the fourth now, still with no score. Here now is Juan Soto. Reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case. That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
2-0.
They obviously circled him before the game that they were not going to let him beat them. Walked him this first time up, and now they're nibbling again.
2-1 after the foul ball there. Three balls and a strike to the Nationals left fielder.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
And that misses for ball four. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the fourth.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Here's Howie Kendrick. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Kendrick waiting. Now the pitch.
Hey, love the confidence in that pitch right there. Going right after one of the better hitters on this team. Not afraid to execute.
No runs, just one hit, and no errors so far for the Nationals. Before the 0-1, he'll check on first. Oh, and it froze him, and they got him. '50th pitch of the game on its way. And that misses 1-1.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
One out, nobody on. Swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him. 1-2. And a swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there. 2 away. Here's Starlin Castro.
The third baseman, Starlin Castro.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. 2 out, nobody on. Hit sharply but foul down the right side. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. 0-2 count, and the pitch. Change up, and he ain't buying it. 1-2. Hit to short.
Anderson picks it up.
Throw not nearly in time as he reaches it first.
Hey, that's great hustle right there out of the box. Not everybody's getting it right out of the chute from step one, but I have to ask you, Dan, how frustrating executing a pitch and there's an infield knock.
It is, D-Roy, and you can read that right off the bat as a pitcher. You can read the angle. You know that that ball is going to be hit on the ground, and you're thinking deep down inside, okay, there's a quick out, and it just wasn't meant to be.
Comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. counts even at 1-1 to Victor Robles.
21.
Swing and a liner, but foul. The 1-2. Again, he sends it out of play. Here he comes again, 1-2.
After multiple pitches were fouled off, it gets a little disappointing as a pitcher. So you say, I'm going to throw one way off the plate and see if he'll chase it. Didn't happen.
Ready with the 2-2. Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone.
Good running count right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. He'll be off to the races on this pitch.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air toward the line and right. Anderson is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. Nationals leave 1 through 4. Still tied, 0-0. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production, and flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. Despite the fact that they've yet to push a run across, the game is still tied, and the pitch count for their opposition is really getting up there. They think that making him work as hard as he has is going to pay off later in the game, and that they just need to stick to the process.
Thank you, Heidi. All ready to go in the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up the right-handed hitting Francisco Cervelli. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. The 1-0.
2 balls, no strike.
You know, sometimes it takes a pitcher a few pitches to get going, but those 2 pitches weren't even close. Falls behind at the count 2-0. It's time to start getting locked in.
And there's the first strike, 2-1.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch.
You can bet they'd love ball 4 here. That gives the pitcher on deck an obvious bunt situation to move the runner into scoring position.
Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
I always like watching pitchers that attack with their fastballs until there's a reason to start mixing it up. He hasn't needed many of the secondary pitches so far in this one, and there was another good fastball for a strikeout there.
To the plate now, Caleb Smith. And Strasburg will get ahead of him here with strike 1. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Ready with the 0-1. Grounded weakly down the line toward third. Throw gets him, 2 down. So it's back to the top of the order now, and the switch hitter Jonathan Villar will be the next to bat. Here comes the first pitch. Right side, but it's well foul. Here's the 0-1. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Eaton is under it. And that retires the side. Miami down in order. Halfway home, still no score. Welcome back for the bottom of the fifth. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Nationals manager Dave Martinez between innings, specifically about his club's offense to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've already worked out 3 walks, so he feels as though that kind of willingness to let the opposition work themselves into trouble will continue to result in good things for them on the scoreboard.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring up the power-hitting first baseman Ryan Zimmerman.
Ryan Zimmerman.
Here it comes. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Anderson brings it in, and a good throw gets him 1 gone. At the plate, Brody Reed. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And a slider runs in on him as he has to lean out of the way. Hit down the third baseline. He's got it. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. So you can mark that one down as an E5, and I bet he'd like to have that one over. Now to the plate, the pitcher, Steven Strasburg. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And they'll try to stay out of the double play here as he lays this one down. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. So no runs or hits here as the error turns out to be unimportant. 5 innings complete, and we still have no score. Stepping in, Garrett Cooper. He'll start things out against Steven Strasburg as we get the inning underway. First delivery to him on the way. Fouled off. Oh and 1. Here it comes. Sent on the ground out to second. Kendrick's got it. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th. Stepping into the box, Tim Anderson. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system, especially now he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
And he'll look at a first pitch curveball that's in the dirt. It's ball 1. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. And he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow. Certainly a highlight reel grab that we just witnessed. So here it is again with show track, and the high 90s route efficiency is what stands out. He read it off the bat exceptionally well and closed ground on it just about as well as one could. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Corey Dickerson. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
Come on now, let's get a game right here.
That's wide, 2-0. Saws him off here as this ball's popped into the air. And the throw just does beat him at the bag, so the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Still no score. Bottom of the 6th inning now, and stepping in will be the very fleet-footed Trey Turner.
The shortstop.
Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt. The first pitch lofted in the air out toward right center. Right fielder giving chase, but he won't get there. It falls in.
All right, let's see if that leadoff single gets them going right now. They've taken it on the chin for most of this game, being a little passive at the plate in their approach. Let's see if that starts them off and they start to go more ambush tactics.
Adam Eaton digging in next. He was a double play victim last time around.
Yeah, rolling into a 2-ball will eat at you for the rest of the game at least, so you know he wants to make up for it right here.
First offering on its way. And he misses inside with that one, ball 1. Nobody out, runner on first. Now a throw over, runner's back. One-0 pitch is a slider, swung on and missed, 1-1.
He hasn't thrown that pitch much all game. I got to believe as an offense, you just got to throw that pitch away and move on to the next one.
And this is low, ball 2, 2-1. Lifted down the line in left. And that will end up a foul ball. Here now the 2-2. On the ground to third. Oh, and he can't come up with it.
Hey, Dan, as a former pitcher, that knock just took him to a 12-game hit streak. Is that in the packet when you're looking over the lineup?
Hey, there's no doubt about that, D-Row. You go into a pitcher's meeting, and they'll make him fully aware of who's hot and who's not. And trust me, they knew that he had an 11-game hitting streak. And after that knock, it's an even dozen.
Juan Soto to the plate now as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. It was a walk in his last trip. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Strike called. Tough to do much with that one.
Boy, the Nationals could use a big hit right here. They really haven't been able to do much all game long. This would be a great time to get something going.
Now a swing, and he pops him up. And I believe, yes, the umpire signaling for the infield fly rule. Now the Miami manager's up out of the dugout and on his way out to the mound. And a change is in the offing, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll leave with a couple of runners aboard that are his responsibility, meaning he'd be happy to get out of here with a no decision. Jose Arena will come on now to make his 30th appearance of the year so far.
Jose Arena.
Howie Kendrick will be his first assignment here, as he'll face him with runners at first and second and one gone. Kendrick waiting. Now the pitch. Runners are at first and second with one away. Called strike 0-2.
After 2 great pitches, he has a lot of options right now. He could bounce something or go elevated fastball.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Urena stands 6'2" and throws from the right side. This is his 6th season for him in the big leagues. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Pretty textbook breaking ball for the punch out right there. Got it to bend a lot, and by the time it got there, it had fallen completely out of the zone. Not much you can do with that pitch.
So here's Starlin Castro as he'll wait out a breaking pitch here that finds the zone for strike 1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Ready with the 0-1. Pitch misses low. The throw down. It's there. He's out trying to take third. And a poor gamble in hindsight there as the inning is over. 1 left for Washington. And this is still a 0-0 ball game. So striding in, Brian Anderson. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
First delivery to him on the way. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
Hey, this guy's been throwing a gem so far. We're moving on later into this game, and he's right at about league average for first pitch strikes.
Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count and the pitch. And that's a swinging strike 3 in the dirt. Reed gathers. The throw to first is in time. 1 down. Standing in, Yasiel Puig. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Here it comes. 1-0. Strike taken up in the zone. Ready with the 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes. And he punches out another one. Make it 9 for the ball game. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Into the box, Isan Diaz. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ball game. High in the air out to center field. Robles waits on it. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Miami down in order. We are still scoreless. last half of the 7th here, and standing in is the veteran third baseman, Starlin Castro.
Not sure if this is a powerhouse pitching performance by both teams or bad hitting, but as we're moving late into this one, it's about time somebody puts something together to try to score a run.
Hey, guys, he's lucky he's getting this baseball back. He hung that middle of the plate. The batter's eyes lit up, and he was able to put good wood on it.
Victor Robles digging in now, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone, but it bends just foul into the second deck. The 1-1 takes a pitch for strike number 2. Action now in the Washington bullpen as a right-hander begins to get loose. Go-ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. And he goes and chops this one out towards second. Oh, and he nonchalanted that one as it costs him and goes right by him. Well, it took him till the 7th, but he gets his first hit of the game here, and that'll extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he didn't come out of what he was trying to do all day, Dan. Kept the front shoulder tucked, kept the ice water in his veins, and didn't try and get too big. Extends the hitting streak. Nice job.
You know, D-Row, I talked to him before the game about the streak, and he said the toughest part is he hopes to get hits early in the game to take the pressure off. He had to wait to the 7th inning in this one to come through.
From the stretch. And that gets the black on the outside. A good slider that time. None out, runners at first and second. Now a slider well off the plate. An easy take there. And he fouls this one off. The 1-2 pitch. And he takes very close to the inside corner here. 2-2 though.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Still even at 2-2. First and second here with nobody out. Now this is slowly hit to short, probably too slowly to get to. And the off-balance throw gets him. Nice play for the out. And now for Washington, Brody Reed. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Well, this is a strikeout situation, but it's also a ground ball situation. I expect we'll see a lot of pitches down in the zone trying to prevent the hitter from getting the ball up in the air.
Second and third here, 1 man out. Line to the right side. And that will get down as he delivers a big one here. It's a base hit. Oh, but it's offline, so the run will score.
Well, that's a huge base hit right there, Dewar. We're getting late into this one, and that gives them the lead by 2.
Yeah, that could be a backbreaker right there. We'll see how this one ends up, but nice job to get that knock right there to drive in a pair.
Digging in once again, Steven Strasburg. He's been great on the mound, so we'll see if he can do something with the bat here as well. He's earned the chance to take this at bat.
Yeah, Matt, when a guy's throwing the ball as well as he has, it kind of forces the manager's hand to stay with him. He's been exciting to watch, and he's really had this crowd behind him the entire game.
He's set. Here it comes. Showing bunt here, but he takes ball one.
It's a great job right there to pull that one back, make the count 1-0, and get this defense on its heels a little bit. The number one thing, if you're going to be a good bunter, you have to get strikes.
From the belt, kicks and deals.
This inning really feels like it's getting away from him out there. As a reliever, you can't let that happen. Nothing you can do about what's already happened, and it's only going to get worse if you're not focusing on the guy in the batter's box.
Ready with the 2-0 pitch. And he'll try to bunt that man to second, but this one kicks foul. Now the 2-1 pitch. And he pops up the bunt attempt. Cooper is there, and he has it for the out. The speedy Trey Turner digs in now. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Ball hit high and foul down the left field line. It's strike one. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Now a breaking ball, but it's low. And there's a fastball well off the plate inside. 2 out with the man at first. Now a ball lined to the left side. Foul. The 2-2 doesn't hit the target. It's ball 3.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Down the third baseline, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Another payoff pitch. On the ground up the middle. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit.
Wow, talk about having a pretty special game. That's his third single of the game, D-Row. 3 for 4. Not a bad game.
Yeah, just not trying to do too much, Dan. Taking what the pitcher's giving him right here. If the fastball's away, shooting it the other way. If he's got something hanging in the middle of the plate, turning and burning a little bit. Nice execution.
Brad Boxberger will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7 spot in the lineup following the double switch. Miguel Rojas will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch.
Number 19, Miguel Rojas.
In now, Adam Eaton, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Looking to minimize the damage here. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
The count doesn't mean much to this batter. He's all in. He's not concerned with striking out, so he's going to get his A swing off.
Here's the 0-2. And he'll take the fastball here inside off the plate. It's 1-2. This is pulled into right. Anderson will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. The Nationals are out in front here, 2-0. Ready to begin the 8th, and that'll bring in the veteran catcher, Francisco Cervelli.
even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast. They could certainly use that right now.
Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball one. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. The 1-0. High and deep down the left field line. And no one will get this one. The 1-1 home.
Yep, that ball went out.
Not surprised he's laid on a heater right there. Just saw an off-speed pitch. Wanted to stay back a little bit too long.
The 2-2. And he struck him out. The 10th victim set down on strikes thus far.
He's just ringing up strikeouts left and right. But what's really impressive to me, he hasn't walked anyone either. He's just pounding the zone. His stuff is dirty today.
So now to the plate, Miguel Rojas, as he will look at a curveball right on the black. Apparently it's strike one, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Hung the slider there, but laid off for ball one. Breaking ball called just a bit low.
I'd be real surprised if he goes back out away there on the mound. This is a count for a fastball challenge, and we'll see if he's ready for it in the box.
Could have been 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2.
Something that stood out to me in this game is the lineup's lack of a solid plan at the plate. Seems like way too many guys are chasing pitches out of the zone and trying to hit pitchers like that one down and away. There's no success in that.
Eaton is right there as he takes it for the second out. Back to the top of the Miami lineup now, and stepping in, Jonathan Villar. And Dan, it seems like this starter is just dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him go about his business, but I'm also interested to see if this offense can figure out a way to get a couple of cracks in his armor before it gets too late.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. Here comes the first pitch. Turned on down the line. A dive, and oh, he can't hang on. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Marlins. They're down 2-0. Now at the plate, Juan Soto. And he'll start out the bottom of the 8th inning.
The left fielder, Juan Soto.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike one.
Hey, great job pounding the zone, strike one. When you got a great hitter in the box, got to get ahead. Count leverage is a must.
Hit back up the middle. Anderson scoops it up. Throw on to first in time, one away. Striding in, Howie Kendrick, 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for him to this point in the ball game. Now the pitch. Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. 1 out, nobody on. Skied into straightaway right. Anderson is there. 2 down. Now to the plate, Starlin Castro. He singled his last time up. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Fastball in there for a strike. 92 on the radar gun that time. Changeup just off the black, and it's 2-1. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Think he held up in time, but that becomes moot as it's a called strike 2. Good battle. Count remains full. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Count still full. 3-2. A swing and a ground ball to third, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Now the payoff pitch home, and he popped him up. Rojas calls for it, and that's the 3rd out. Nationals gone in order, but they hold a 2-0 lead. Now at the plate, Garrett Cooper. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Well, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Lifted down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. One and one now the count to the Marlins first baseman. And the pitch. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Line to the right side. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. And he is into second base with a leadoff double.
That's exactly what they needed. Down by 2 runs, the leadoff man puts himself in scoring position with the tying run coming to plate. The temptation for the next batter is to swing for the fences and tie it up with 1 swing, but a base hit brings home a run and keeps momentum on your side. We'll see how he goes about it.
Now the National skipper's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound, and that's going to do it now for Steven Strasburg. So as he departs, he'll remain responsible for the man left to board, but he cannot lose this one. Sean Doolittle takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 63, Sean Doolittle.
At the plate now, Tim Anderson, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. comes set and the 0-1. 1-1.
You know, in this situation, you almost have to pitch like there's no one on base. That run really doesn't mean anything with the lead they've got. The hitter is the guy that can turn this game on its head.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And it's 1-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Fastball called. Strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
When your closer comes in and strikes out the first guy he faces, everyone on the team can kind of take a deep breath. Still have 2 more outs to get, but retiring that leadoff guy is always huge when you're trying to shut a game down.
From the stretch. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1.
1 strike.
1 out and a runner on second base. And Dickerson behind 0-2 now. And it's fouled away. The 0-2 once more is swung on and missed. He got him.
Classic slider down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
Standing in now, Brian Anderson, as he'll watch one miss down and in for a ball. 1-0. They could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Strike 1. And he takes a big swing at that one as this one's lifted high in the air and deep out to left field. That one is out of here. This game is tied. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left as we are all knotted up at 2.
What a great feeling right there as he circles the pillows, finally able to get this offense potentially going with one swing of the bat, being shut out all game, but not anymore.
Now batting, the center fielder, Yasiel.
In now is Yasiel Puig, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. And that's up in the zone a bit, but a called strike. 0-2.
Yeah, this is straight survival mode. Down 0-2. The numbers are definitely not with the batter here.
0-2. Here it is. And he strikes him out on a good pitch. So 1 run can win it as we head to the bottom of the inning. But 2 in the inning for the Marlins thanks to the 2-run home run. Home half of the 9th coming up, and we're deadlocked now at 2 apiece. Now at the plate, Victor Robles. And to start out the inning, it looks like they've decided to stick with the same reliever out there, Dan.
They have that. I think the way he pitched the last inning kind of inspired that. But it's not uncommon for relief pitchers to have troubles after they sit and watch their guys swing the bat a bit. We'll see if he stays as sharp as he was before.
He's set and the pitch. Trying to bunt his way on, but this is popped up. VR is there, and he's got that all-important first out here to start the ninth.
Now batting, first baseman.
Into the box now, Ryan Zimmerman. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. First pitch of the at-bat. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Fouled away. Good deception on the slider there as he's way out in front. Two balls and two strikes the count to Ryan Zimmerman. Bases are empty, one man out. Tried to bury one down and away, but it's a full count now, 3-2.
Wow, talk about a waste pitch on 2-2. That one wasn't even close. I don't know anyone that would have swung at that pitch.
Puig's got a read on it. Makes the play, and there are two gone now. Striding in now for the Nats, Brody Reed. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
1-0.
2 out, nobody on. On the ground near home. That's a foul ball. Just off the end of the bat. It's a foul ball, and he'll stick around. The set and the 1-2 hit on the ground toward the left, reined in. Throw to first in plenty of time, and his side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. Score remains 2-2. Jorge Alfaro is up off the bench to pinch hit here, so we'll see what he can do to begin the extra frames.
Jorge Alfaro.
Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. Hits ball 1. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Taken high and deep to right. Eaton going back to the track, and they have taken the lead. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. As they've taken the lead, it's now 3-2.
Well, somebody is anxious to end this thing and get the heck out of here. We'll see if that leadoff homer stands up. Either way, that's definitely a way to start the extra frame.
Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Wander Suero will come on in relief now as he'll make his 35th appearance of the season.
Batting in the 7th spot, number 51, Wander Suero. Now playing first base and batting 9, number 9, Eric Dames. Now batting, catcher.
Stepping in now, Francisco Cervelli, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Counts even at 1-1 to Cervelli. Suero, a 6'4" right-hander. He's in his 3rd season as a major league player. No outs, nobody on. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Here comes Robles. He makes the play. A fine running catch to get the first out of the inning.
Now batting.
Up next from Miami, Miguel Rojas. 1 run in and 1 gone so far this inning. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Grounded to the right. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Now batting. 3rd base.
Ready now, Jonathan Villar. He was a ground-out victim last time up. From the stretch. A ball and no strikes. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. One and 1 to the Marlins leadoff hitter. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a half-hearted attempt that time as he broke the plane of the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes now. And he strikes him out here for out number 3, but the damage has been done as now they'll need some extra inning heroics to pull this one out. So only 1 hit in the inning on the solo shot, but it's enough to push him out in front. So now we'll see if these guys can get even in the bottom of inning number 10. It's the Marlins 3 and the Nationals 2. Jose Alvarado takes the ball, looking to make sure this game goes no further. Save situation here in inning number 10. Stepping in, Eric Thames comes into this one with 3 hits and 11 at-bats in the series.
The first baseman, Eric.
Now here's the pitch. And, he can't get out of the way of that one, so the leadoff man will be on to open the frame.
Wow, you never want the tying run on base, especially that way. Looked like he lost his release point, and the ball ran inside until it caught him. Now we'll see if he can work around it.
So the lineup flips over and digging in, Trey Turner. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. He's set. Here it comes. And they'll play for the tie here as he puts this one down. One there. Relay throw, but it'll be too late as he's well safe at first. So a runner at first now with 1 away, and the next to bat is speedy Adam Eaton. And he breaks, and they've got him picked off. And they got him at second base on a good, smart play that time. First pitch of the at-bat. Now his swing, and he pops him up. And this should do it. And he will make the catch here to end things. And the Marlins bounce back here to take the finale and earn a split of this 4-game series as this one is over. A 1-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. Brad Boxberger gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Jose Alvarado records the save, his 3rd of the campaign. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.